the Biden camp is saying that he's not going anywhere, that he's still in this race. But the harsh reality is that the defectors are not going anywhere. We now have 37 Democratic members of Congress across both the House and the Senate now calling for Joe Biden to stand away, to step down from this race. That's more than 10% of the Democratic Party caucus. So that's a lot of members. Large Democratic Party donors are also getting nervous. There are reports that some have halted their funding whilst Joe Biden is at the top of the ticket. Silicon Valley billionaire Michael Moritz has called time on the president. He's made some comments saying and urging him to choose between vanity and virtue. His Vice President Kamala Harris today was whisked into crisis talks with some of those donors. She's reportedly emerged from that meeting saying that Joe Biden is very much still in this race. And that's certainly what he's saying. From isolation in Delaware at his home where he's receiving treatment for COVID-19, the president has released a statement. The key part of it is that he's vowing to return to the campaign trail next week. He says the stakes are high, the choice is clear, together we will win. We've also heard from his campaign manager today, Jen O'Malley Dillon. She spoke to the media earlier. Let's take a listen.
Joe Biden is more committed than ever to beat Donald Trump. And we believe on this campaign, we are built for the close election that we are in, and we see the path forward. The president is the leader of our campaign and of the country, and he is clearly, in our impression and what we've built and in our engagement with voters, he is the best person to take on Donald Trump.
That's Joe Biden's campaign chair speaking there. And Catherine, there's a new ad out that's urging Joe Biden to step down as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's right. Look, this appears to be a hastily cobbled together political action committee in the days after Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance. Now, a political action committee is a group that is formed to raise money and spend it on getting candidates elected or also to defeat them. And the message is very clear from this advert. They want Joe Biden to pass over the torch. It's delivered by young voters, and it's certainly very clear in the message. Let's take a listen to some of it.
President Biden, you saved democracy in 2020.
Now you have a chance to do it again.
It's time to pass the torch and let us choose a new nominee.
One who can bring new energy, new hope,
and make sure Donald Trump never gets near the White House again.
Our country's future is in your hands.
So please, be the leader we know you are. Pass the torch, Joe.
Pass the torch.
Pass the torch.
Pass the torch.
Pass the Torch is responsible for the content of this advertising.
So, Joe, obviously none of this is looking good for Joe Biden's campaign. The momentum here is really building. Obviously, his campaign would have wanted to keep any sort of jitters or question marks over his political future in-house, but what started as a slow drip of defectors has become a steady stream. So none of this looking good for his political future at this point, but of course he is remaining defiant at this point in time.